exercises for some Kriya for our navel center. And your navel, right where your solar plexus is, this is um really good for our sense of self. So, I mean, I guess I can quickly go into this, but and I don't follow tropical astrology.
Right.
But even in tropical astrology, we're still in Leo season. So in Western sidereal, we've just begun Leo season, and these exercises for our navel center are going to help us with our sense of self. Stimulating not only stimulating digestion and stimulating that fire within us, but um sorry if there's like noise, y'all. I live on a busy street, so
Well,
people.
oh, I can't hear anything.
Okay, cool. Yeah, if
One
I
thing
don't
I
know.
I wanted to ask one thing is like just in a nutshell, like energy is energy. So it's like if you're following Sidriel or if you're following Leo season or whatever, it's like the same thing, right? Like you can't like
No, because it's not, because the with sidereal, and there's different, there's eastern sidereal and there's western sidereal, so those are also two different, like you're talking about different points, and energy is energy, but with tropical astrology, because it's quite literally putting you in the future, because it's basing its calculations off of points that truly are no longer actually actual alignments in the sky. You're essentially living in this future state, which anxiety lives in the future, and nothing lives in the future because we're always in the now. So, in a sense, you're not operating in the actual present day. Like, you're not actually operating as it is now. And it also, doesn't account for the change of the precession of the zodiacs and the precession of the equinoxes, right? So even if things appear to stay, which the planets don't, like the planets do move, and the sky does move and the star does move. But there are certain stars, like Sirius, for example, which has appeared, over hundreds and hundreds of years. It appears to have stayed the same in the same spot, but it's not, And so the thing about Western sidereal is it takes into account those shifts, and then mathematically actually accounts for those. So it's about, like, with tropical astrology, we're almost at the end of Leo season. Whereas in Western side where we've like just begun, the sun is only moving in like 4 degrees of Leo. And if you were to look at it astronomically, you would see that the trajectory of the sun is passing like through or by um the beginnings of the constellation of Leo. It's not near Virgo. I don't.
interesting.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
me and you
But
Virgos, what the fuck?
yeah, we'd be Virgos, yeah. But it makes a lot of sense in terms of, right, if you think about, so bringing it back to kind of this, like our navel center, right? Our sense of self, it's our sense of also like self-direction. This is where a lot of, for many people, our intuition lies. When we listen to our gut, we drop down into the belly, and what is that part of ourselves saying, right? And so when we're also teenagers, as we've learned in like 200 hour, that this center, your navel center, develops around the time that you're like 12 until your late teens, early 20s. So that part of you is this really important, it's a very important center, that when it's essentially what we're guided by. And so when we think about like just the archetype of Leo, we think about the sun. So, in terms of what we're guided by as like Virgos, it would be, there's a lot of purification. What do we do with breath of fire? It's a very purifying, igniting breath, and you yourself have like found your dharma in helping people and helping people like purify areas of their life, whether it be through yoga or whether it be through talking to them. Like, it's how you move, so it's less about the identity of like Virgo and what the archetypes represent energetically within us and how we express them. And that's the thing about astrology. And I think when people get attached to things in tropical, is they're so attached to an identity, and it's not about identifying with a specific thing. It's like we carry all of the energies with us. Like, we all have Aries, we all have Virgo, we all have Libra, but it's how it's expressed and in what ways does that choose to express and in what areas of our life. So there you may have a Virgo sun, but you could have this huge Libra stellium. Like myself, I have a Libra Mercury, a Libra Jupiter, a Libra Venus. I've got like 7 points in Libra. So things just shifted, which made a lot more sense because I beautify my life, my like, and even you, like the way that you represent yourself, the way that you dress your space, the way that you dress yourself, the way that you speak, the way that you carry yourself is in this very beautified way. But it's also through like a Virgoic lens, which is like the Vestal Virgins were, well, I won't get into this. I could talk about this forever. We got to start the Kriya.
You have to start your own podcast about
I know.
that stuff because it really is interesting.
In any event, today we're going to focus on our navel center. So, right, stimulating that digestion of emotions, but being in this Leo season, you know both in tropical right now and in sidereal. We this is a time for us to really look at ourselves and congratulate ourselves. It's also a time to look at this is a harvest time. So it's a time for us to look at things that we've done, what we've accomplished so far, right? And sort of taking stock and looking at our harvest and what we have and what we want to plant for the next year, and how we want to move forward. And so today's intention is really going to be about tuning in to this navel center, and even our sacral center just below the navel. What is it that we want to create? Where is the direction that we're going? And being able to trust our intuition and follow that. Okay. So we'll go ahead and we'll find the seated position, sit bones nice and firmly on the ground. You'll inhale, lift the chest, lift the crown of the head up towards the ceiling. The hands can come to the knees. And exhale. We're just going to take a couple breaths here to start grounding into our space. Inhale. Last one. And exhale. We can go ahead and bring our hands to Gyan Mudra. Fingertip, pointer finger to the tip of the thumb, bottom of the palm, back of the hands come to the thighs. We'll inhale here, and on our exhale, we'll say our chant Om Namo Gurudev Namo. I bow to the divine within. Inhale. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Inhale. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Last one, inhale. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Inhale, reach the hands above the head. Exhale, bring them down behind the back. Lift the chest, lift the throat. Inhale, reach the arms above the head. Exhale, take them down. Lift the chest, lift the throat. Last one, inhale, reach the arms above the head. On the exhale, take the hands toward the knees, sushi grinds. It can be as big or as small as you need them to be. Start tuning into your ujjayi breath here, your victorious breath. Inhaling through the nose. And then exhaling through the nose. And as you do, the breath coats the back of the throat. On your next inhale, go ahead and reverse direction. Wonderful. We'll go ahead and we'll come up onto the hands and knees. Shoulders are over the wrists. Hands are firmly planted. Planted on the floor. You can either have those top or in. You're gonna inhale, stag the belly. Really feel the elongations from the navel plane. Exhale, draw the navel in, spread the shoulders apart. Inhale, spread the belly, lift the chest. Exhale, round shoulder blades. Two more, just like that. Inhale. Really feel that stretch through the mid-center. Exhale, release. Last one, inhale. Exhale, release. We're gonna do a slow breath of fire here in cat-cow. Bring that attention and awareness to the navel point. Squeeze Mula Bandha here. You can keep the head neutral if you would like, or the head can move along with. Go ahead and inhale, lift the chest. On the exhale, take it into a barrel roll. Feel free to bring in a slight bend into the elbows. Go ahead and roll the other way. All right, we'll go ahead and we'll return to a neutral spine. We're gonna do that again. So take an inhale breath, open the chest. Exhale, spread the floor away. Slow cat cow breath of fire. Good, go ahead and take an inhale and then release it down into Balasana child posture. Bring the big toes together, open up through the hips. Deep belly breaths here, spread through the rib cage. Spread the back of the back. We really want to clear away any voice that isn't ours today. Tuning into our intuition and really cleansing that intuitive center. We'll go ahead and you can bring the chest down if you want for puppy posture. Let the let the booty extend towards the ceiling. Chin can come to the mat or the forehead to the mat. Go ahead and inhale, come up to the hands and the knees. We'll go ahead and we'll come up to a kneeling position. Let me look at my notes here. So we're gonna do a breath of fire in camel posture. If you if this morning right now, this back bend is not available to you and you need to use blocks, you can put blocks behind you, even if you need to just come to one side. We're going to find a camel posture, so knees about hip width distance apart. I have to use blocks. You can also just feel free to push the hips forward. Okay. We're gonna inhale, press the hips forward. If you have camel posture in your practice, go ahead and find that. You can bring the chin to the chest. Take an exhale. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze Mula Bandha, breath of fire. If your hands are at the low back, you can bring them right above the hips so you're feeling nice and supported. Focusing on that navel center here. Ten more seconds. Beautiful. Go ahead, inhale and bow forward. And if you start to feel nauseous here, slow the breath down, take it at your own pace. Feel free to take breaks. This one can be a little bit difficult right at the beginning of the morning. All right, we'll go ahead and inhale. We're gonna do one more set of this. Hands either at the low back, or you can find your camel posture at the ankles. Like I said, if you're using blocks today, you can use blocks. We'll take an inhale, lift the chin slightly towards the ceiling, press the belly into the wall in front of you. Exhale. Breath of fire, camel pose. Your gaze can be off the tip of the nose or the eyes closed. Tongue is pressing into the roof of the mouth. Ten more seconds. Go ahead and inhale, release. Bring a bend into the spine. We'll go ahead and we'll come onto the belly. Scream. So lying on the stomach here, you have two options for your mudra. We can either take Venus lock with our hands interlaced and the fingers all over top, and the Venus lock can be behind you, or we can take Venus lock in front of our head. We're going to do locust pose. We're going to do this for a minute. We're going to do 3 rounds of it. So we'll take a couple breaths here just to start. The hands back towards our feet. We'll take an inhale, lift the chest, and slowly lift the heels. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1, release. We'll take another inhale. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the feet for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. We'll take one more hold here. Inhale. Feel free to take the bind with the hands we're just holding for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and release. Our next hold is going to be in this locust pose for a minute. If you need to take breaks, feel free to take breaks. If you're taking that Venus lock behind the body, go ahead and do so. Interlace the fingers together. If you're going to take the arms in front of you, interlace the fingers above you, above your head. We'll inhale up to our locust posture. Breath of fire. Now this one's a lot more challenging because we are specifically on our stomach, but this is where that attention and awareness into the navel center comes in. We're really stimulating that belly fire. the strength of the belly. Seconds. Go ahead and relax. You can take one arm out to the side if you would like and roll over to the left or to the right. Inhale back to center. Switch arms, roll over to the left or to the right, whichever the opposite arm is for you, the opposite shoulder. We'll come back to center. Prepare ourselves for Venus lock locust posture. Take your bind, take your mudra, interlace the fingers together. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the feet. Locust posture, breath of fire. Thanks. Go ahead and relax. You can extend one arm out and roll over on that shoulder, or if taking Balasana feels more appropriate for your body at this time, you can take that pause posture. If you're in child's posture, go ahead and take some small circles into the belly. And focusing on the navel here, drawing those circles, drawing that energy with the belly button, and setting it towards the back body, towards the kidneys and towards the liver. We'll slowly make our way down to our belly. So last time here. Find your Venus lock, your mudra, interlace the fingers together behind you. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the feet, breath of fire. Right there. Beautiful. Go ahead and take an inhale, send it back into Balasana. Take some small circles with the belly. You can go ahead and bring it up to the tabletop position. Keeping with those circles. Deep inhales and exhales here. Then we'll go ahead and we'll drop our hips to one side and find sit bones on the mat. Vertebrae by vertebrae. We'll lower ourselves onto the mat. Go ahead and take an inhale here, lift the heels, flex the toes, drawing the toes back towards the hips, back towards the quads. And exhale, point. Inhale, flex. And exhale, point. Inhale, flex. Exhale, point. And go ahead and drop the heels down. About 6 to 10 inches off of the ground. We're going to take this hollow hold posture and we're going to do a breath of fire. The chin can be lifted, or if you need some support behind the back, behind the neck, you can interlace the fingers and take them right behind the head. Feel free to take one more inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, drop the heels down, breath of fire. Take breaks when you need, if you need. Halfway there, send the belly button down towards the floor. Even in your break, keep with the breath of fire. So even if you draw the knees in or let the feet relax down, stay with that breath. Go ahead and relax. Draw the knees in towards the belly. You may take them into a circle. Ooh. Feel free to bring a gentle sway, a gentle rock into the body here. You can go ahead and lift the heels, flex the toes, and point. One, and point. Go ahead and inhale, flex, and point. Send the feet down towards the mat, about 6 to 10 inches off the floor. Breath of fire. Keep up and you'll be kept up. I know that this one is hard, but we're really stimulating the musculature around the belly to help support our sense of self, to help support our digestion and all of the glands. Go ahead and relax. And draw the knees in toward the chest. Circles here. All right, our last one. We'll prepare for it by inhaling our feet up to the ceiling, flex the toes. Exhale, point the toes. Inhale, stretch, flex through the foot. Exhale, press through the big toe, point, point, point. Inhale here, flex. And exhale, point. Send the feet down towards the mat. Rapid fire. Halfway there. Go ahead and relax. We'll go ahead and rock and roll our way up to seated position. You can take a few rocks to the spine here. Rolling out the back of the body. And we'll find our way to a seated position. We'll take an easy seat here. Raise the raise the shoulders to the ears. Squeeze and exhale, drop the shoulder down. We can drop the right ear to the right side. Opening up this left side body, extend through the fingertips. So let the draw the fingertips out towards the left side. Feel that nerve stretch through the inner bicep. Go ahead and bring it to center. Inhale. Exhale, left ear to left shoulder. Extend through the right arm. Open up through all of the fingertips. Press the hand back toward the wall behind you. Deep breaths here. Go ahead and inhale back to center and then come onto the knees. And we'll find a rock posture. We're going to go ahead and do Sadhana Kriya. So we're going to interlace the fingers and take the pointer fingers together like this. We'll inhale, reach the arms above the head, lock Mula Bandha. Take an exhale. And we'll be here for 3 minutes. It'll be sat, nam. So when we take that sat, really press the tongue into the roof of the mouth. Squeeze the base of the pelvic floor. Inhale. Exhale. Sat, nam, 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 sat, num, that, num, that, num, that. Focus on the navel here, drawing that energy in towards the back of the spine where the navel rests. That, num, 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 that, no, 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 that, num that 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 num that. Go ahead and inhale, lift through the chest. Exhale, release the hands. Go ahead and bow down. Rest the belly on the tops of the thighs. If you would like to come into rabbit posture, you can take a rabbit posture here by very lightly coming up to the crown of the head. And you can massage the third eye of the crown here. That feels good for you. And then on our next inhale, we'll go ahead and the hips will fall towards one side, vertebrae by vertebrae. We'll come down to our spine and find our right knee crosses over our left. Let the knees fall over towards the left side for a slight spinal twist. And inhale, take it up towards center, uncross the legs. And then the left knee crosses over the right. The knees will drop down to the right side. Inhale, draw the knees up towards center. And then uncross the legs. The right leg comes out to the right side. The left leg comes up the left. Arms can come into a T, and we're in our final asana, Shavasana, our final rest. Start to bring feeling back into the fingertips and the toes, the ankles and the wrists. And then on your next inhale, draw the hands over top the head. Inhale, squeeze every part of the body for a good morning stretch. Exhale, release. If you would like to, I invite you to draw the knees in towards the belly for one last final squeeze. And then you can fall to either side. Take a moment to thank yourself for being here this day. On your next inhale, we'll go ahead and find a seat. We'll bring the hand to heart center. We'll take an inhale. And we'll end with an Om. Exhale. Inhale. Om. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. And Rob, for those who come before us, see blood and bone and heart spirit. Everybody, that was tough.
Thanks, Guru FeNyx. That was awesome. I hope you have a great time on your trip. We're gonna miss you.
Thanks. Yeah, I'll be here tomorrow morning and then
Oh, word? Okay.
yeah,
Jen tomorrow morning.
great. Well,
Okay. All right.